Hey, what's going on, everyone? I hope you guys are doing all right. The focus of today's video is going to be a market review or a market analysis of Iota. If it's not on your radar, you should definitely check it out. It has a lot going for it, a lot of big partnerships. It's definitely looking in the markets where there's money. And I can start this off by looking at what I found on Forbes, which is Internet of Things market to reach 267 billion by 2020. So there's definitely a lot of money there. The partnerships are starting to build. IoT or Iota partners with Microsoft. I mean, this is huge news. You can see what an effect it had on the market by looking at when this was released, November 29th. There are other articles that were also released, but let's check out the chart. Iota, we're looking at Bitfinex. And we shrink this down. We look for the 26. We'll grab a date and range. So the 26 is here. We had a low. Then we'll bring it up to this high. So in a matter of 4 days, 18 hours, you could have made 131% returns just on that news alone. It's not just the news. There's, coins get news, but the fact that they're partnering with Microsoft, a company that is worth over $651 billion, is really big news. I'm sure that this was not the first article to be released or rumor surrounding Iota. We can look back to where we initially broke out, and we can see what the probabilities or the possible profit margin is or was. 574% in a matter of 26 days. That's what I'm looking for when I do my research. Is there money involved? Can this thing pop? And do I have to put a lot of money in or risk a lot to try to get that return? And you really didn't. You can see down here, we held at support for quite a long time. So this line, let's bring it down a little bit more. Can look and see multiple times we just bounced off support, long consolidation period. We can even look, where are you at? I think it's down here. We can look at the different patterns. So this one's sometimes referred to as a cup and handle. So we see how we have a cup. We can bring this up a little more. We have a cup here, and part of the rule of thumb with the cup and handle is the longer the curve and consolidation period. And then when we have that initial run, and we look at where the handle is, so we got a handle right here. The longer this is, the higher the probabilities are that we're going to have something like we just saw, which is a big pop to the upside of a cup and handle. So that's one pattern that I'm giving you guys today. Go on to Investopia and look into the different patterns. But here's a really interesting one that I see repeat time and time again in crypto. So that's what I saw initially, which besides the news would be another indication that things were starting to, get ready for a pop. Let's refresh that. So we've gone into Forbes. We've seen that there's a lot of money involved in this market. We've seen that there are partnerships building. So this also helps to confirm to me that this coin is not just going to get overtaken by some other coin that decides to copy it, but has a better marketing team. You can see Microsoft is dominating the Internet of Things. They're just trying to take all of that money. There's so much of it to try to grab. And why do they want to go with Iota? Well, Iota is probably going to solve a lot of problems for Microsoft. One problem that comes to mind is with Internet of Things and everything being connected, you want to make sure that that data is either encrypted or secured. You don't want your neighbors to know that your Internet of Things connected toilet is flush 15 times a day and you're the only one that lives there. Things like that is just private information. Even if your refrigerator keeps track of what you eat for lunch, dinner. It's all just private information, and there's definitely a way that they are seeking to encrypt and secure that information. You can see here a ledger of things, so it's just still talking about the sensors and the data. You don't want someone to hack your refrigerator and order 600 gallons of milk when it finally gets low. But the main twist on technology that Iota has is that they implement is what's called a tangle or a DAG. It's a directed alkalytic graph, and it works differently than a blockchain. And the fact that it's not a blockchain makes it, well, you can see here, without any fees. You don't have to pay this proof of work type architecture like you see with Bitcoin with high transactional prices or high transactional fees. This gives or opens the door for nanotransactions and microtransactions that these interconnected devices can communicate and make with each other. A really cool thing is down here. I'll just read this real quick to you guys. However, Iota is quite different from Bitcoin and Ethereum as it uses no blockchain. Instead, it uses Tangle, a directed alkalytic graph shaping up a tangle. So a tangle is looking like this formation right there. Once Iota transaction, or once an Iota transaction is broadcasted to the network, 2 previous transactions must be approved, and the network nodes will need to make sure approved transactions are not conflicting. This is a different way to tackle the threat of double spends with virtual currencies. Additionally, blockchains are not suited to make micropayments. Tangle will allow Iota to be efficient, scalable, and lightweight. However, Iota can communicate to blockchains, which allows for future collaboration between the Internet of Things and established digital currencies. In fact, the Iota project could even be used as an oracle to complete smart contracts. So they can work in relation with blockchains without having to be a blockchain. They are feeless. No, I don't know if you would call like the two confirmations a proof of work. If you guys want to get real deep into DAGs and how the tangle works, I would suggest look at some of the other YouTubers, because I don't care to get too deep into DAG. What I specialize in is technical analysis, and I'm looking to make fat returns in a short amount of time. And as you can see here, it looks like we may be retesting this prior high. So if you want let me do a quick TA on this. So we need to frame the price. We need to look at where the prior high was. Bring this up here. So we see we tried to hit there and we pulled back. So where did we find support? Found support right in this range. And then where's the next level of support? Well, oftentimes what you'll find when you have a breakout is that prior resistance here will turn into support. So we can see that if we were to break past the $2.16 support area, we could fall down to the $1.90, $2 area of support where resistance turned into support. Now, if that breaks, we'll have to look into this other area of support. But these are the 2 main areas. What I'm looking for is, now that we've had this pullback, I'm looking for the retest of this prior resistance, and I want to see it break through. Sometimes there will be a better indication, the longer consolidation period in between this range from this high and this low. The longer that builds up and there isn't this wild volatility, and there's not many times where it's just continuing to retest this area of resistance, the higher the pop. And the rule of thumb with a bear flag, or not a bear flag, a bull pennant flag, depending on how this forms out, is that once we break out again, if we do, it's likely to go the same distance as the initial pull. So we can see here put that line. We could possibly make it to $3.33. We can look at what that looks like as far as a return. So let's just say we came from there. It took us same level, take it to this top. So in a matter of a day, it's possible to make 40% returns. The other thing that you might want to keep an eye on is the market cap. So a lot of money is going to need to be dumped into the market for us to see $5. We'd have to see $7 billion dumped into Iota in a matter of a day. It's possible. I mean, we're looking at a market cap of $347 billion cumulative of all the coins. So who's not to say that some shit coin doesn't have money that people are just going to now start to throw over into Iota? It's just a lot of money. I mean, I just $400 million just got dumped into this market since I looked at it last while I was trying to make this video. So that's what I'm looking for. I like to, and I'm going to teach you guys the right way. I like to put in my alerts. So if we get close to that resistance zone, I want to get notified. If we break support, I want to get notified. And if we break past higher, I'd like to know. So it tells me how fast we are continuing this pattern or this trend. We can also, I mean, you can put a trend line it up, see where it's likely to head, how long it would take to maybe get to that price point. You know, instead of a day, it's going to take almost 2. We just have to keep an eye, and that's why the alerts are so important. I don't get paid by Coinigy, but if you want to get serious with trying to catch swing trades and make a big profit, you need to be alerted. You need to have your phone text or be texted on your phone, because what I've noticed is even if I've set my emails up the right way, something will always happen where you don't have you're not connected to the internet and you get a delay. With text, it seems to come through on the cellular network a lot faster. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. Hopefully this helps out. I'll do another technical analysis. I need to do one on Einsteinium, show you what the most recent movement with that is. Another thing, if you're interested in learning crypto or what to research and how I go about it all, so you guys can start finding your own coins and understanding the different aspects of technical analysis, I offer mentoring. So please email me. I'm going to put it in the description. I'm here to help you guys. If you have a quick question that you can't figure out from Google, or you don't have a good grasp on it, leave it in the comments. Please like, subscribe. I'm going to be doing more and more updates on my technical analysis and really my research, because research, as you can see here, we saw what happened with the 29th. That is, you think of the Sunday, the technical analysis is the cherry on top. The real ice cream, whipped cream, the fudge, everything, the sprinkles, that is all the research. And it's really important to look into that. And there's certain things you want to focus on. You want to go into it, systematize. You want to make sure you take notes so you don't keep researching the same thing, and then have your alerts in place. So that's what I think with Iota. I really like it. I think it has a lot to offer. We can see it building up right now. And I'm going to cut this video so I can go and trade. And hopefully you guys all have a great day. Contact me if you want help, and treat each other like you would yourselves. Have a great day.